Erik and Lyle Menendez were convicted of murder for the 1989 slaying of their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez.
I just found out the Menendez brothers are finally getting their day in court. But their attorney, Mark Geragos, is furious at LA prosecutors for re-traumatizing their family. The details from this hearing are absolutely wild. Stick around, because this story is far from over. Welcome to Fame Snitch, where we dive deep into the scandals, betrayals, and courtroom battles that shake the world. Today, we're unpacking the Menendez brothers' latest fight for freedom, and why it's tearing their family apart all over again. Why did Mark Geragos call out LA prosecutors in court? What did they do to re-traumatize the Menendez family? Could this hearing finally set Lyle and Erik free after 35 years behind bars? Or is this just another chapter in their never-ending saga? We're breaking it all down, every twist, every turn, and every bombshell. Keep watching to find out what's really going on and what it means for their future. Let's set the stage. Lyle and Erik Menendez were once the golden boys of Beverly Hills. Rich, handsome, living in a mansion with their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez. Their dad was a high-flying music exec, their mom a socialite. To the outside world, they had it all. Money, privilege, the American dream. But behind closed doors, that's where the darkness lived. Fast forward to August 20th, 1989. It started like any other night in their sprawling Beverly Hills home. Jose and Kitty were watching TV in the den, snacking on ice cream. Then, boom. Gunshots shattered the silence. Lyle, 21, and Erik, 18, walked in with shotguns they'd bought days earlier and unloaded on their parents. Jose was hit 5 times, including a kill shot to the back of his head. Kitty, she crawled, wounded, before the brothers reloaded and finished her off with a final blast. The crime scene was gruesome: blood, shell casings, lives destroyed. When police arrived, the brothers played the part of grieving sons. They claimed it was a mob hit, maybe tied to Jose's business dealings. But cracks in their story appeared fast. They went on a spending spree after the murders: Rolexes, Porsches, real estate, blowing through $700,000 of their parents' $14 million estate in months. Suspicion grew, and by March 1990, the brothers were arrested. The world was stunned. Their trials in the early 90s became a media circus. Cable news couldn't get enough. The prosecution painted them as spoiled brats who killed for money. But the defense. They dropped a bombshell. Lyle and Erik claimed they acted in self-defense after years of sexual and emotional abuse by their father, with their mother enabling it. The first trial ended in a hung jury. Some believed the abuse story, others didn't. But in 1996, after a second trial where key abuse evidence was limited, they were convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life without parole. 4 decades, they sat in prison, Lyle at Mule Creek, Erik at Donovan, while their case faded into true crime legend. They earned college degrees, started prison programs, became model inmates. But freedom, that seemed impossible. Until 2023, when new evidence surfaced. A letter Erik wrote to a cousin before the murders, detailing the abuse, and allegations from a former Menudo member claiming Jose molested him too. Suddenly, their case was back in the spotlight. Enter Mark Geragos, their high-powered attorney, who's been fighting to reopen the case. By October 2024, LA District Attorney George Gascon shocked everyone. He recommended resentencing the brothers to 50 years to life, which could make them eligible for parole since they were under 26 at the time of the crime. Geragos was bold. He said he'd have them home by Thanksgiving. The family rallied. 22 relatives begged for their release, saying the brothers had suffered enough. But then, everything flipped. Gascon lost his re-election bid in November 2024 to Nathan Hochman, a tough-on-crime DA who wasn't buying the abuse narrative. Hochman moved to withdraw Gascon's resentencing recommendation, arguing the brothers were lying about self-defense and hadn't shown true remorse. The stage was set for a showdown, and on April 11, 2025, the Menendez brothers got their day in court. That's when things got heated. April 11, 2025. Van Nuys courtroom. Lyle and Erik appeared via video from prison, wearing blue uniforms, glasses, looking older but hopeful. Their family filled the front rows. Cousins, aunts, supporters who fought for their freedom. Mark Geragos was ready to battle. Across the aisle? DA Nathan Hochman's team, led by Deputy DA Habib Balian, who came armed with a plan to keep the brothers locked up. The hearing was about one thing. Would Judge Michael Jezik let Gaskin's resentencing motion move forward, or would Hochman's team kill it? Balian didn't hold back. He argued the brothers were the same cold-blooded killers they were in 1989. Liars who planned the murders, bought shotguns with fake IDs, and even shot their parents' kneecaps to fake a gang hit. He played clips from their first trial, showing them sticking to their story. Then, boom, he flashed crime scene photos on the screen. Blood-soaked bodies, shattered lives, no warning. That's when Geragos lost it. He jumped up, furious, slamming the prosecution for re-traumatizing the family. "It's outrageous," he shouted, "that a DA puts up photos of a crime scene with family here, with zero warning. Victims are being re-traumatized all for political purposes." The family gasped. Some cried, others shook their heads. Geragos accused Hochman of turning the hearing into a dog and pony show, relitigating the 1990s instead of focusing on the brothers' 35 years of rehabilitation. Balian apologized for the photos but kept pushing. He claimed Gaskin's motion was flawed, rushed for political points before the election. He said the brothers never admitted their self-defense story was a lie, proving they're not rehabilitated. Geragos fired back, "This isn't about parole insight, it's about resentencing." He pointed to their prison records: 0 felony violations, programs for trauma survivors, hospice care for inmates. The brothers weren't just surviving prison, they were changing it. Online, the hearing sparked chaos. X lit up with reactions. Some posted, "Those photos were a low blow, Hochman's playing dirty." Others wrote, "The brothers are liars, keep them locked up." Fans shared clips of Geragos' outburst, calling him a legend. But rumors swirled too. Was Hochman targeting the brothers to boost his tough guy image? Was there a bigger agenda? The tension was palpable, and the hearing wasn't even over. Would the judge side with Geragos or slam the door on hope? Stay tuned. This gets crazier. Let's talk about the legal chess game. Judge Jezik had a tough call. Let the resentencing hearing go forward on April 17th or grant Hochman's motion to shut it down. Geragos argued case law was clear. Hochman couldn't just claw back Gaskin's motion because he didn't like it. He hammered Hochman's focus on insight, saying it's a parole standard, not resentencing. The brothers didn't need to confess to lies. They'd already owned their actions, apologized publicly, and transformed their lives. Hochman's team doubled down. They said the brothers' self-defense claim was a litany of lies. They'd planned the murders, ditched bloody clothes, and even picked up shotgun shells to hide fingerprints. Hochman himself told the press, "If they admit they killed in cold blood, then we'll talk rehabilitation." But Geragos called it grandstanding, accusing Hochman of ignoring the abuse evidence, like Erik's letter and the Menudo allegations, that could have changed the 1996 verdict. Conspiracy theories exploded online. Some fans on X posted, "Hochman's just flexing for a governor run, this isn't about justice." Others speculated, the family's being silenced because the truth about Jose Menendez would ruin powerful people. One wild theory even claimed the DA's office was pressured by old Hollywood elites tied to Jose's RCA days. None of this is confirmed, but it shows how deep the distrust runs. Then there's the family angle. 22 relatives, including Kitty's sister Joan, have begged for resentencing, saying the brothers were desperate boys escaping abuse. But one holdout, Kitty's brother Milton Anderson, who died in 2025, fought to keep them locked up, calling the murders heinous. Geragos leaned into the split, saying Hochman was serially abusing the supportive family by dismissing their pain. Was the DA cherry-picking victims to fit his narrative? That's what some believe. And here's the kicker. Even if Jezik denied Hochman's motion, the brothers aren't free yet. Resentencing could mean parole eligibility, or Geragos might push for manslaughter, which could spring them immediately. But Governor Newsom's looming over it all. He's ordered a parole board review for June 2025 to see if they're a public risk. Is this a backup plan or a trap? Nobody knows, but the stakes couldn't be higher. The internet is a war zone over this case. On X, #FreeTheMenendez Brothers trended after the hearing, with fans posting, "Geragos is right, Those photos were cruel. Let them go. Others shared throwback trial clips, saying, the 90s jury got it wrong. Abuse wasn't taken seriously then. Reddit threads lit up with debates. One user wrote, Hochman's acting like they're still 20-year-old killers, not 50-something reformed men. Another countered, they shot their mom 10 times. Rehabilitation doesn't erase that. YouTube reaction channels went wild. True Crime Daily dropped a breakdown, racking up 200K views in hours, with comments like, Geragos ate the DA alive. Pop culture vloggers tied it to Netflix's Monster series, which sparked new sympathy for the brothers. Instagram saw fan pages reposting Erik's prison hospice work, captioned, this is who they are now, heroes, not villains. But not everyone's on board. Some accounts posted crime scene sketches, writing, don't forget what they did, greed, not fear. Celebrities chimed in too. Rosie O'Donnell, a longtime supporter, tweeted, justice for Erik and Lyle, enough is enough. Kim Kardashian, who's pushed for their release, posted an essay on IG, saying, their sentence doesn't fit today's understanding of trauma. But others stayed quiet, maybe scared to touch a case this divisive. The public split down the middle. A 2025 poll on X showed 52% want the brothers freed, 38% want them to stay locked up, and 10% are unsure. Rallies outside the courthouse drew hundreds chanting, second chances, while counter-protesters held signs reading, justice for Jose and Kitty. It's not just a legal fight, it's a cultural one. Are they victims or monsters? The answer depends on who you ask. So what happens now? Scenario 1. Judge Jezik greenlights resentencing on April 17th. Geragos pushes for manslaughter. Boom, the brothers walk free, 35 years served. The family rejoices, but public backlash could be brutal. Scenario 2. Resentencing happens, but it's 50 years to life. They go to parole, and Newsom's board decides their fate in June. If they're deemed safe, they're out by summer. If not, back to square one. Scenario 3. Hochman wins. The judge kills the motion. No resentencing. The brothers pin their hopes on Newsom's clemency, but he's dodged big calls before. Sirhan's parole denial is a bad sign. Worst case. They stay in prison, their story fading again. Or Scenario 4. A curveball. New evidence, like another witness, flips the case, forcing a retrial. Unlikely, but this saga's full of surprises. Whatever happens, the clock's ticking. April 17th is days away, and the parole board's looming. Will the brothers finally taste freedom, or is this just another heartbreak? This might be the end of a decades-long nightmare, or the start of the Menendez brothers' biggest fight yet. From a Beverly Hills mansion to a prison cell block, their stories gripped the world for 35 years. Fame, tragedy, redemption, it's all here. Whatever happens next, Lyle and Erik's names are carved into history. Their case forced us to face hard truths about abuse, justice, and second chances. The fame, the fall, the fallout. This story will echo for generations. Is this the closing chapter, or are we witnessing the prelude to a comeback no one saw coming? Only time will tell, but one thing's certain, the world's watching. If you think there's more to the Menendez story, hit that subscribe button. Are you Team Free Erik and Lyle or Team Justice for Jose and Kitty? Like this video, drop a comment, and let's keep this conversation going.